The following is a special presentation of Big Polly's World of Sports Sims, alternating the reality of sports and entertainment since 2020. A pleasant Tuesday to you all. Big Polly here. Getting ready to start our second game of the first round. Pittsburgh and Tampa Bay. Pittsburgh, the 15 seed. Tampa Bay seeded number 10. Tampa Bay finishing 11 and 7. Pittsburgh 10 and 8. So we'll set up the January weather conditions. It'll be 72 degrees, a wind of 0 to 10 mile per hour. I'll play as Tampa Bay. The computer will play as Pittsburgh. If Tampa Bay wins, they get Chicago. Pittsburgh wins, they get Kansas City, and off we go. Tom Brady, who just signed a very lucrative deal with Fox Sports today to be their lead analyst. Once he retires, of course, he will be playing in the 2022 season, or so we think. He'll be faced against longtime rival Big Ben Roethlisberger. The coin flip goes to Pittsburgh. Tampa will receive to start the first half. They're in their creamsicle orange jerseys, and Pittsburgh in white. Wilson, Blunt, and Humphreys back deep for the Buccaneers. And it's going to be Wilson taking it at about the 4, moving it up past the 30 to the 37. A pickup of 32 yards, as actually he caught it from the 5-yard line. Your starters for Tampa Bay are Dunn and Alstott at running back, Johnson and Carrier at wide receiver, Gronk at tight end. Tampa Bay still a little banged up from the end of the regular season at the skill positions. Brady, your quarterback out of Michigan. Gruber, Marpet, Marbury, Hutchinson, that's Mayberry, who is the center. Middleton and Penn, your offensive line. Tampa Bay led most of the way in the South Division, but a late season malaise. And they had to really battle, and they didn't clinch a playoff spot until the last day of the season. One of the most improved teams in Season 2 were the Buccaneers, and I think a lot of that is testament to Tom Brady. Gain of a yard for Warwick Dunn. Hayward on the tackle for Pittsburgh. The problem with Tampa Bay is this is probably one of the best defenses they have faced all year, maybe Kansas City. Right up there. Greenwood, Hayward, Green, and Harrison, your front 4. Mean Joe Green at 10. Ham, Lambert, Porter, your linebackers. Woodson, Blunt, Palomalu, and Shell. So probably will be important for Tampa Bay to initiate the running game. And they'll go off tackle right to Dunn on 2nd and 11. And he will pick up 5 yards before Donnie Shell made the tackle. Bucks will go 3 wide, which brings in Mike Evans on 3rd and 6. We'll tell you who the nickelback is for Pittsburgh. When that information is shown on the screen, it's going to be Dudley. And Brady is going to run. Well, at least I screwed that up early in the game. For a 4-yard gain, that'll be 2 yards short of a first down. And Josh Bidwell coming in the punt for the Buccaneers. 4th and 2 from their 45. And that's caught by Rod Woodson. Woodson with a nice little return of 13 yards. The punt went 42 by Bidwell. So the net will be 29. Offensively for Pittsburgh, it's Bettis and John Henry Johnson. At running back, we featured Pittsburgh a whole bunch of times during the regular season. Brown and Ward are your wideouts. Miller is the tight end. Big Ben, your quarterback. Kolb, Fenica, Webster, DeCastro, and Jackson are your linemen. 1st and 10 at the 28. A pleasant May 10th to you all. As that is a check down to John Henry Johnson. Brooks on the tackle. A gain of 3 yards. Tampa not without stars on their defense. Selman a 10. He is back from injury. The other defensive end, Bennett, McCoy, Logan, your front 4. Brooks, David and Hugh Green are your linebackers. Barber and Talib Lynch and Barron are the defensive backs. 2nd and 7 from the 29. So now you've met everybody. Bettis straight ahead for 2 yards. Green on the stop, Hugh Green. Oh, that must have been quite a collision. 3rd and 5 at the 31. And it's going to be Big Ben to Bettis, first down. Brooks on the tackle and a pickup of 5 yards. So as we said, if Seattle wins, they get the highest seed, being the lowest seeded survivor of round 1, so they would get Kansas City, and Tampa would get Chicago. Oh, a nice play there to 83. Heath Miller and Miller off to the races, a gain of 39. Johnny Lynch finally corralling them at the Tampa Bay 25. 10:03 left, opening quarter. Steelers and the Buccaneers on a late afternoon in Tampa Bay. 1st and 10 at the 25. Tampa, Florida is actually where this is at. Love it when announcers say Tampa Bay. They don't play in Tampa Bay. They play in Tampa. No Bay. They don't have the stadium on a barge in the middle of Tampa Bay, just off the Howard Franklin. 2nd and 10 at the 25, which is what the bridge that I-275 is on. 2nd and 10 for those of you who have ever been here. And that's John Henry Johnson picking up a 6-yard gain. Brooks on the stop. 3rd and 4 to 19. Tampa Bay played, I would say, the weakest division of the HTFL. And they're not playing Jacksonville or Tennessee anymore, who had off seasons. And Tampa Bay calling timeout, confusion on the defense. So they're really going to have to step up their game here. 3rd and 4 at the 19. And that is intended for Ward. Could not hold on. It was one of those balls that he got the nub of the ball in his hands, but just couldn't hang on. So 4th and 4 at the 19, which means Gary Anderson will try a 36-yarder. And he pushed it left. No good. Terry Bradshaw on the hold, who got a couple of starts at the end of the regular season. So Tampa Bay takes over with 8:20 left in the first quarter. No score. We had Denver beating Cincinnati 34-17 in our first round game. They will go on and play Minnesota. Dunn straight ahead on the dive. 1st and 10 from the 26. And they're going to have to do a lot of running up the middle. And actually, they should try to run the Hayward side, which is the right side. And it's 2nd and 7 at the 29. Dunn, a 3-carry, 7-yard start. And we're going to go off tackle right with the A-train, Mike Allstott. And Pittsburgh gets confused on defense. They will call time. So each team using a timeout, and we are not even halfway through the opening quarter. Off tackle right, Allstott. We'll just run the same play again. 8 in the box for Pittsburgh. Somewhat effective as they hold Allstott to a yard. Gang tackled at the 30, so they all came in and brought Allstott down. They're very strong. Mike Allstott will go to Gronk on a short cross on 3rd and 6. And instead, it was thrown to Keyshawn Johnson, a gain of 8 yards and a first down for Tampa Bay at their 38. We'll run the stretch play with Dunn on first. And this is a nice one. Actually, no gain. Hayward came up, made a fine tackle to hold that to 0 on the yardage gained. 2nd and 10 at the 38. We do Miami hosting Atlanta tomorrow. And then after that, Baltimore will host Las Vegas, and that'll wrap up the first round. Keyshawn on a jet sweep on 2nd and 10. And Keyshawn gets the first down. Pick up a 13. Moving the ball to the Pittsburgh 49. So Tampa Bay finally moving for the first time into Tampa in the Pittsburgh territory. We'll pitch it to Dunn. 1st and 10 from the 49. And see what yardage he can get. He gets 6 yards. I don't know if I mentioned this last week, but I've been listening to Joe West podcast. 5460. I was in the middle of it before I started the game. He had Mark Grace on today. This is Mark Grace, the former Cub first baseman who went ahead and played with Arizona. Very good conversation, and I'm surprised that I like the podcast. But Joe has a lot of good stories. So those of you who like to follow the podcast, go check that out. Joe West's podcast, 5460, because that was the number of games he did as a major league umpire, more than anybody else who has ever umpired. We're going to go short out to Johnson on 2nd and 4 from the 43. And Keyshawn on the spot. A gain of 11. And it's 1st and 10 at the 32. Allstott up the gut on 1st down, and he will gain 1 yard. L.C. Greenwood making the tackle for Pittsburgh. 2nd and 9. I don't remember Pittsburgh being in the playoffs last year. They might have been. 2nd and 9 at 31. I was looking back at Hometown Bowl 1 earlier today, Baltimore and San Francisco. Of course, we'll have Hometown Bowl 2 for you coming up. I believe it'll be Friday the 20. Let's see, today is the 10th, right? So it'll be probably the 27th is my goal. 27th, the Friday before Memorial Day. Medium out, Keyshawn on 2nd. And he's got another one. Gain of 9 and a 1st down. Inside run for Dunn as they continue to probe this Pittsburgh front 7 who are tiring. You got Hayward and Hampton, both tiring. They're both under 90%. So you just got to keep going to that right side of the line. Trap to Dunn on 2nd. And he will pick up 1 yard, and that is it. Hayward on the stop. Dunn tiring a little bit. We're going to use Dunn as a blocker. And we're going to go medium out to the Gronk. 3rd and 7. Still unknown if he'll be coming back for the 2022 season. Incomplete. Looking for Keyshawn was Brady. So Michael Husted, who kicked for the Bucs in the 90s, I think he also kicked for the Bills in one of their Super Bowl seasons of the early 90s. He will try a field goal of 36 yards. We just saw Gary Anderson miss one, but Husted did not. It's 3-0 in favor of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. We have 20 seconds now left, opening quarter, which is almost history. Woodson, Chan Noir, and Dudley back deep for the Steelers. It's going to be taken by Woodson about the 2, chugs it up to the 20, a return of 18 yards. Potentially this could be the final play of the first quarter. 11 seconds now left, and yes, it will be, as Bettis picks up 7 yards, and we have played 15 here at Raymond James Stadium. It is Tampa Bay 3 and Pittsburgh nothing. Pittsburgh 8 plays, 62 yards, 5 passes. Tampa Bay 15 yards. They've been pounding the rock, 63 total yards. 11 of those 15 plays have been runs. 2nd and 3 at the 27. They're hoping that the runs will pay a dividend later in the game. Bettis smashing into the Tampa Bay defensive line. Avante David in his linebacker spot came and made the tackle. And it's 3rd and 2 from the 28 as we've just begun the second quarter. And that's Antonio Brown. And he's getting the boos from the Tampa Bay faithful after his stunt earlier in this calendar year in real life in New York, where he just quits the team in the middle of a game between the Bucs and the Jets up in the Meadowlands. 1st and 10 at the 39, so he's hearing it. Incomplete, looking again for Antonio Brown, and the crowd letting out a little cheer after that. 2nd and 10 at the 39. And it's going to be Bettis and Brooks clashing after a 4-yard gain. Bettis is now up to 5 carries, 14 yards. And Roethlisberger 5 for 7, 64 yards. 3rd and 6. They go to John Henry, and they brought John Henry down. Bennett on the stop, a loss of a yard. 4th and 7 at the 42. very early in this second quarter. And the kick from Jimmy Orr. We're going to do a safe punt return here from inside the 15. Well, that's way closer to the 10. Humphreys returning at 5 yards. And the punt of 46 of the net was 41. First and 10 at the 17. Tampa Bay with a 3-0 lead. 12:04 now left. In the second, trap left to Dunn. First and 10. They try that left side of the line. 5-yard gain. And Jack Lambert making the stop. But Tampa Bay committed to the run. They have, as a team, 12 carries, 40 yards. 3 different rushers when you count the didgeridoo there by Keyshawn Johnson. And we're going to run a stretch play with Allstott on second. And Allstott will pick up 2. Woodson on the stop for the Steelers. 3rd and 3. We're going to do the old play-action short pass to Gronk on 3rd. 8 in the box for the Steelers. And Carrier, that went right through his hands, so it's punting time for the Bucs. And Josh Bidwell in there. And it's going to be Woodson taking it about the 35. A fumble on the play, it looked like. And it was recovered by Middleton of Tampa Bay. The punt went 39, the return 9, but Tampa Bay winds up staying on the field. First and 10 at the Pittsburgh 46. And they're going to throw a deep ball to Keyshawn here. Try to catch the Steeler defense on their heels. Incomplete. Drilled by Blunt on the play. And some of the Tampa fans wanting pass interference, but none of the officiating crew going to those yellow hankies of theirs. Dunn on the outside, 2nd and 10 from the Pittsburgh 46. And he will get a first down and more. Gain of 14. Joey Porter on the tackle for the Steelers, who clinched a playoff spot last game of the season, much like Tampa Bay did. First and 10 at the 32. It turned out that they clinched due to some later results. They clinched when Cincinnati beat Chicago, really. Trap left to Dunn, 1st and 10 at the 32. And that's another pickup of 5 yards. So Dunn, 10 carries, 40 yards. He's getting in a rhythm, folks. And it's going to be 2nd and 5. Of course, Dunn was always a good screen pass catcher, so let's try that. Free safety and run support might work to our advantage. Oh, no, incomplete. As Brady overthrew Dunn. They'll go back to 3 wide. And we're going to look to Mike Evans on the short out. And it's caught, and Evans a gain of 7. So Tampa Bay just very methodically using the run control, ball control, pounding the rock. As John Gruden used to say in that championship run of 2002-2003. Off tackle right, Dunn. 1st and 10 from the 20. And there goes Dunn. He's going to go to the house. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. The great Florida State Seminole, Warwick Dunn, with a 20-yard scamper or thereabouts. Let's give you the official number. Yes, a 20-yard touchdown run. Husted to try the PAT. And it is good. He got the kickoff. The snap was fumbled. But Husted very patient and just waited for the ball to be spotted for him, and he kicked it through. 10-0. Not a beautiful PAT by any stretch of the imagination, but it worked. 10-0 with 7:21 now left in the half, and here is Woodson taking it about the 7. Pittsburgh needs something to shake things up. They return at 33 yards. Anthony McFarland, now don't criticize me for saying this, but his nickname, of course, was Booger. He made the tackle, and it's going to be 1st and 10 from the 40. I just report the facts, folks. And Big Ben 5 of 7, 64 yards. They're looking to get something going here. And Ben going to go deep, and he's going to find Hines Ward. Beat the double team, a gain of 18. First and 10 at the Tampa Bay. 42 with 7:03 now left in the half. Big Ben looking for Antonio Brown. The crowd cheers as that was deflected by David, nearly picked off by Rondé Barber. Of course, had probably the biggest ever play in Buccaneer history, running a long interception return back for a score to kind of seal the deal up in Philadelphia, and the Bucs winning their first NFC championship in 2003. Second and 10 at the 42. And that was Heath Miller gaining 17 yards. Did I say that right? Heath Miller, or is it Zach Miller? No, Heath Miller out of Virginia. First and 10, and now Pittsburgh on the move at the Tampa Bay 25. It's a give to Bettis. Bettis will pick up 7. Dave Logan on the stop. Second and 3 at the 18. The pitch it's not a pitch, it was a handoff to Bettis. Loss of a yard. David on the stop for the Bucs. Third and 4, ball to 19. See if Big Ben has some magic here. And Bettis will pick up the first, a gain of 5 yards. First and 10 at the 14. Bettis on the day, 8 carries, 25 yards. And here come the Steelers. Big Ben throwing incomplete, looking for John Henry Johnson. Brooks batted the ball up, and it fell harmlessly to the ground. Second and 10 at the 14 with 3:14 now left in the second. That's going to be a touchdown to Antonio Brown. Oh, my goodness. He's going to do a dance, and I think he's making hand gestures at the Tampa Bay fans. The Tampa Bay fans throwing things at Antonio Brown, and we got a security situation here. My goodness. You knew when Antonio Brown caught that touchdown, you know stuff was about to happen, and it did. Now, security has gotten order restored, and Gary Anderson will try his point after. And it is 10-7 with 3:05 left to go. The PA announcer telling the Bucs fans to restrain themselves after that little display as Antonio Brown was making gestures, hand gestures. He was telling the Tampa Bay fans that they're number one, and here came the Bucs fans responding in kind. Beg your pardon, folks. Got so excited I had to cough. So 10-7 is your score. We have 3:05 left in the second. And that's going to be a touchback, 8 yards deep in the end zone. First and 10 at the 20. Brown was ready with something if he had scored. The Tampa Bay fans were just as ready. Sweep to the right, Warwick done. Let's get back to football, guys. And that's going to be a gain of 3 yards. Hayward on the stop. I see security in the stand, and they are ejecting some of the Tampa Bay fans who had all kinds of things like batteries and sandwiches that look like they have been rotted for a while to throw at Antonio Brown. Oh, my goodness. Medium hitch to Mike Evans. And that is incomplete. 3rd and 7. We're going to screen to Dunn to try to get the first down the sneaky way. And that overthrown. Brady and Dunn not on the same page. Brady is 4 for 10. 35 yards. But the Tampa Bay had been doing it. Getting success with the running game. Bidwell will punt. 2:18 now left in the half. Taken by Woodson at the 35.
Holding. Receiving team. 10-yard penalty.
They'll say it was the 37. He advanced the ball 12 yards. The punt went 40. The net was 28. But the holding penalty places Pittsburgh back at the 30. First and 10 at the 30. Again, PA announcer taking a moment to remind the Tampa Bay fans to be a little more graceful. First and 10 at the 30. Incomplete as Roethlisberger was looking. 4-1, Jerome Bettis. Second and 10 at the 30. 2:08 to go. And Bettis, no gain, and we have reached the 2-minute warning with your score: Tampa Bay 10 and Pittsburgh 7. Each team 2 timeouts, 1 challenge remaining. 3rd and 10. And Roethlisberger looking for Ward. Ward could not get to the first down marker. He was 4 yards shy. Talib just shoving him out of bounds like he was yesterday's garbage. And Pittsburgh punting it away to the Buccaneers. And Humphreys had the fair catch that one at the 20, and the punt went 40 yards. 1:43 now left in the half. Bucks are going to go in their 2-minute drill here. They're going to slant it to Gronk. Try to get him the ball, but no, incomplete. Brady a bit off kilter. 4 for 11 for 35 yards. And when he's off kilter, he looks to Mike Evans, usually. That is caught. That's a first down. A pickup of 15. 1:28 to go. And Tampa goes to the no huddle. Johnson, medium out. 1st and 10. Against a very solid Pittsburgh defense. And let's not forget that. Brady threw to Blunt. Blunt jumped the route. He was looking for Keyshawn, but that is incomplete. Again, we're going to go medium slant to Mike Evans. Just go back over the middle. Oh, and they jumped the route. A blitz came, and Hayward just blindsided Brady. And it's a very rare thing to see Brady take that bad a hit. Pittsburgh calling time. They have 1 timeout left. Medium fly to Gronk on 3rd and 14. They've been covering Gronk very well. Instead, it's just a dump off to Warwick Dunn, a 4-yard gain, and Tampa Bay will have to punt it away. Here's Bidwell at the 35, line of scrimmage, that is. He punted from just in front of the 20. And Woodson, a return of 6. The punt went 42 yards. 1st and 10 at the Pittsburgh 29. We have 46 seconds remaining, but the Steelers now no timeouts. And that was attempted a throw from Big Ben to Bettis, juggled it, couldn't hold on. 2nd and 10 at the 29. And that's to John Henry, 3-yard gain. Brooks on the stop, 39 seconds left. And Pittsburgh will hurry. They give it to John Henry, a gain of 2. Now I will call a timeout. 20 seconds left to go. That brings out the punting unit and Jimmy Orr. And here we go. Tampa Bay setting up for the return. And it's going to be Humphreys at his 15. And the punt will go 49. Brady is just going to take a knee. And that'll do it for the first half. 11 seconds left and the clock descending towards 0. Very entertaining first half. Your score: Tampa Bay 10 and Pittsburgh 7. And I will be right back. You're watching the Big Paulie's World of Sports Sims YouTube channel. Back for the second half. 10-7, Tampa Bay leading. Tampa Bay has run 32 plays for 133 yards. Pittsburgh doing a good job keeping Brady in check. 18 of the 32 plays have been runs. For Pittsburgh, 27 plays for $148. 16 of their plays passes. Roethlisberger 10 for 16, 122 yards and a touchdown. Woodson back deep. It's going to be taken by Bill Dudley. He took it at about the 9, and a nice return there, all the way out to the 32. All the way out to the 41, a return of 32. That's what I was trying to say. So Pittsburgh, within striking distance of this game, this second game of the first round. If they win, they get Kansas City. If Tampa Bay wins, they get Chicago next week. And it's Big Ben. A lot of the time to throw to Bettis. A gain of 4. That's the second catch for Bettis. 9 yards total. Also has 9 carries for 25 yards. 2nd and 6 at the 45. Johnson with room. 40, 30, all the way down to the 26. And Derek Brooks finally got to John Henry. Gain of 29. John Henry, of course, out of St. Mary's back when they had a football team. First and 10 at the Tampa Bay 26. They're normally known as a basketball power these days. No gain in the West Coast Conference, and that's the 10th tackle already for Mr. Derek Brooks. Second and 10 at the 26, 13:09 left in the third. Screen to Bettis, completed, and Bettis close to first down yardage. A gain of 8. Pardon me, folks. A little piece of lasagna in my mouth still. Hate when that happens. Hugh Green on the tackle. Third and second at the 18. I tell you guys everything. Third and a deuce at the 18. Roethlisberger with lots of time to throw to John Henry Johnson. Derek Brooks with the immediate hit. And a gain of 4 yards keeps the chains moving for the Steelers. First and 10 at the 14. Even though the Steelers are 10-8, the Bucs are 11-7. I think the Steelers have probably played better competition in the HTFL this year. And the crowd delighted that the pass from Roethlisberger could not get to Antonio Brown. And talk about probably one of the biggest rivalries in the HTFL right now. It's not two teams, but Antonio Brown against the Tampa Bay fans. And it got a little nasty early on. Second and 10 at the 14. Got security in that one end zone, just studying the plays and being at the ready in case Antonio gets another touchdown. And that play to the right side of the line. Bennett on the tackle for the Bucs. Third and 10 at the 14. Pittsburgh in range to get a field goal to tie it as Roethlisberger threw to Ward, incomplete. So Anderson now on. He'll try a 31-yarder for a tie game. And he pulled it left. No good. How about that? So the Bucs hang on to their 10-7 lead. We have now 9:54 left in quarter number 3, and we'll go back to Dunn on the outside and see what he could do. And a nice gain for Antonio, a gain of 8. And we're going to go play action medium to Johnson here on 2nd and 2. And nice grab there for Keyshawn, 15 yards. And the Bucs on the move at the 44. And we're going to trap it right with Mike Alstott. And that is no gain. Hampton making the tackle for Pittsburgh. A 10-7 game, 8:18 left in the third. How about no, the reverse wouldn't work here. How about a screen? That really wouldn't work either. We're going to go short hitch to Keyshawn on 2nd. Incomplete, penalty.
Holding, offense. Number 74, 10-yard penalty.
You got some real trench warfare in this game. Marpet called for the hold. And it's going to be 2nd and 20. So the Bucs want to do something to cut that distance down. Screen to Dunn, which hasn't really worked all well so far in the game. But this time it gets to Dunn past the 40. Out to the 43. He picks up 9 yards. So that's going to set up 3rd and 11. And I'm going to go to Evans on the short, medium cross. And that is incomplete. Brady really struggling, 8 for 17 for 78 yards. And Bidwell will punt it away, the line of scrimmage being the 43. Woodson, a return of 6 after a punt of 41. 6:32 left in quarter number 3. The Steelers trailing by just a field goal. And you got to think it's almost a matter of time now before the Steelers get back in the game. The give is to John Henry Johnson. He will pick up 7 yards. Hugh Green, also out of Pittsburgh, the University of Pittsburgh, the Pitt Panthers, making the tackle. And it's going to be 2nd and 3 at the 29. 6:20 to go. And that is Bettis, no gain. McCoy making the stop. Gerald McCoy out of Oklahoma. Boomer Sooner. 3rd and 3. Ball to 29. And that is an incompletion as Roethlisberger was looking for Brown. And again, the Tampa Bay fans giving Brown a Bronx cheer. And it's going to be 4th and 3. Hopefully security will prevent a riot from breaking out if Brown scores again. So Jimmy Orr to punt. Humphrey should be back. Caught it at about the 20, and he will advance the ball. He caught it at the 21, advanced it 9 yards, and the punt went 50. Tampa Bay, by the way, going into the wind. We haven't really talked about the wind so far in this game. W-I-N-D. No, not breaking wind, the direction of the wind. So Tampa Bay will have the wind at their back for the fourth quarter. But right now, like I said, it's trench warfare between these two very fine teams. Off tackle right side, done. And gain of 4. Last year we had the single elimination format, first 2 rounds in the division, and then we reseeded the 4 division winners and had them do battle. I like this format better, so the teams that did have good regular seasons are promptly rewarded. We had the 4 division winners. It's going to be a slant to Evans, by the way, 2nd and 14. On the money, and that's a first down. Gain of 16. Dudley making the tackle. 1st and 10 at the 42. The division winners have a 2-week bye, a double bye, and the top 4 wildcard teams get a single bye. You'll see them next week: Kansas City, Chicago, Washington, and Minnesota. Trap to the right, Warwick Dunn. 1st and 10 at the 42. And a gain of 4 yards. I don't think the format would work in real life, but I think giving teams a couple of weeks off to rest and to have their injured players heal, I think it'll work in this game. Gain of 4. Woodson on the stop of Dunn. Dunn now closing in on 100 yards. He has 15 carries for 71. We're going to look to Jimmy Giles on a short crossing route on 2nd. Incomplete. As a couple of Steelers converge on Giles. It's going to be 3rd and 6. And we're going to look to Carrier on the short cross. Incomplete. And our little stalemate continuing, 10-7. Ball at the 46 of Tampa. And Bidwell punting it away. Woodson with the fair catch at the 10. So Pittsburgh with rather horrible or terrible, to quote Charles Barkley, field position. 1st and 10 from the 10. 2:29 now left in the 3rd. And it's Roethlisberger finding Hines Ward. A gain of 8. Aqib Talib, who went on and played, I think, for the Broncos and played for a couple other teams in the NFL, if I'm not terribly mistaken. 2nd and 2 from the 18, but he played for the Bucs first out of Kansas. 2nd and 2. Oh, on the money there to Hines Ward out of Georgia. A 17-yard gain, and again Aqib Talib making the tackle. 1:36. Pittsburgh just lurking and continuing to lurk, trailing 10-7 to the Buccaneers. Ball of the 35. And it's going to be Bettis gaining 3. Levante David on the stop. We're in the final minute now of the 3rd. 10-7 in favor of Tampa Bay. It's going to go to John Henry Johnson. It looked like a draw play. He was going to try to pass, but instead he ran with it, and he was jumped on by a host of Buccaneers, and that's going to do it for our 3rd quarter. Your score, Tampa Bay 10, Pittsburgh 7. What a game. If you like good defensive battles, you got them here with this second first-round game of the HTFL Season 2 playoffs. I figure I have now done over 300 HTFL games in the last 2 seasons. So 3rd and 5 did a whole bunch of HTFL games Season 1. 3rd and 5, I'll do over 100 by the time we get to the end of Season 2. 3rd and 5 at the 40. You hear some of you saying, what, do you want a medal? So Big Ben, 3rd and 5. And he throws. Oh, Antonio Brown. And the gamesmanship between Brown and the Bucs fans continuing. 1st and 10 at the 48. What's amazing about that whole exchange that we had earlier between Brown and the Bucs fans is it wasn't deemed unsportsmanlike conduct by the HTFL officials. First and 10 at the 48. Bettis picking up 2 to get the ball to the HTFL logo at midfield. Second and 8 at the 50. Looks a lot like the NFL Shield. Gain of 3 for John Henry Johnson. Barron on the stop. By the way, Pittsburgh, 19 carries, 43 yards. Bettis, 14 for 30. Johnson, 5 for 13. So on 3rd and 5 from the 47, will Big Ben keep the drive going? Yeah, and it's Antonio Brown again. Gain of 8. Rondé Barber on the stop. And Brown's thinking about doing something, but he keeps his hands in his pockets. First and 10 at the 39. And that is Bettis, a gain of 4. Hugh Green on the stop. Second and 6 at the 35. Remember all that badinage back when that incident happened in New York about Brown perhaps being with an entertainer that evening of some note, and the entertainer seemed to imply that Brown could be a bit premature in terms of intercourse. I swear that's what happened. Second and 6 from the 35. Deep ball to Brown, incomplete. And the woman in question was interviewed by WFAN later on in that week. 3rd and 6 from the 35, and another big money down for Pittsburgh. Bettis will only gain 2, and that's going to set up a 4th and 4. Now, Gary Anderson's missed a couple of field goals today. He missed one from 31, and he missed one from 36. This is from 50 into the wind, and he pulled it left again. No good. So it goes back to Tampa with 10:33 left to go. Dunn on the outside. He gets the pitch and gets back to the line. Second and 10. This game too close to call the way it is looking right now. We're going to go medium out to Mike Evans. Try to get Brady going. Nice grab by Evans, a gain of 14. Brady 10 for 21, 108 yards. The story here for the Bucs has been the running game and how they have been consistently going to it. Stretch for Dunn on 1st and 10 from the Pittsburgh 46. He'll get close to the 40. In fact, he's at the 40 before Joey Porter made the tackle. Setting up 2nd and 4. And we're going to look to Allstott up the gut on a dive. Good downhill runner. And that's a gain of a yard. Jack Lambert introducing himself to Mike Allstott. Setting up 3rd and 3. We'll go Keyshawn. Short out on 3rd. And that is caught, a first down, a gain of 8. Remember, Pittsburgh going into the wind, Tampa Bay with the wind. And we're going to run to the right side with Dunn on 1st and 10 from the 31. And Dunn struggles to get back to the line for no gain. 2nd and 10. Same spot. 31-yard line. Against a very tough Pittsburgh defense. We're going to trap it to the left side with Dunn. Can Dunn find... Oh, yes, he did. He did find a hole. First down and a gain of 11. 6:03 to go. And you can see John McKay's face, the grin starting to develop. With 6:03 to go. Dunn's been in there quite a while. We're going to go to him again. Dunn on a dive, and he will gain 3. 2nd and 7. And time now, the enemy of the Pittsburgh Steelers. They're going to put the muscle hamster, Doug Martin, in. Off tackle right side. They'll go full house, and he will gain 2 yards. 4:35 now left on 3rd. And they'll go 3 wide. We're going to look to Evans on the short slant. Try to go over the middle to him. Incomplete. Check the penalty.
Offsides. Defense.
Oh, a first down.
Number 98. 5-yard penalty.
Hampton called for offsides. 1st and goal now from the 10. Allstott up the gut will have Dunn block, and he'll gain 3 yards. 3:42 left to go. And time now the enemy of the Pittsburgh Steelers for sure. Another dive to Allstott. Second and goal from the 7. No gain. 2:55 now left to go. In fact, the Bucs are going to call time here and run the clock all the way down to 2:20. That leaves them with 2 timeouts to go. Triple tight end, and we're just going to try to get as much yardage as possible with Warwick Dunn. Off tackle right side. 3 tight ends. And Dunn stopped at the line for no gain. Now we'll run it to the 2-minute warning. By the way, O.J. Howard came in as the 3rd tight end. So timeout is called. A 2-minute warning. It's going to be 4th and goal from the 7. They'll bring in Husted to try a field goal from 24. He got it. It's 13-7 Tampa Bay. Minute 57 left to go. So the mission very clear now for Big Ben. He's got to go the length of the field and get a game-winning touchdown. Woodson, Chandois, and Dudley. It's Woodson from the 5, and he moved it up to the 30, a return of 25 yards. And yes, Pittsburgh calling in all the reinforcements. Le'Veon Bell is going to be the running back. John Stallworth and Buddy Dial come in as additional wide receivers. 1st and 10 from the 30. A minute 47 to go. Stallworth a first down. A gain of 12 to the 40. Pittsburgh has all 3 timeouts in their arsenal. Screen to Hines Ward. He gains a yard, and that is it. Keep Talib making the stop. Actually, he lost a yard, so it's 2nd and 11 from the 41. Roethlisberger getting plenty of time to throw. Looking for Hines Ward. Talib making sure that pass fell incomplete. 3rd and 11. Crowded Tampa getting amped up. The throw incomplete. Looking for Buddy Dial. 4th and 11. Now remember, the Steelers have not called any of their timeouts. Roethlisberger, incomplete. The Bucs get the ball. A minute 16 to go. They lead by 6. 1st and 10. Bomb to Johnson. We're going to try to go for broke here. Instead, it's a give to Dunn. He gains 7. Pittsburgh immediately, if not sooner, using that first timeout. They have 2 left. 2nd and 3 at the 34. An inside run looking for Dunn. Can Dunn get the first down? No gain. With 59 seconds left, they call time. And we're going to force Pittsburgh to use all their timeouts here because we're going to go off tackle right to Dunn. Dunn gets the first, and he does, and he's in the clear. 20, 10, all the way down to the 5, and that should clinch it for the Buccaneers. 120-yard day for Warwick Dunn, and the gain of his life right there. Pittsburgh out of timeouts. Brady could take one more knee. This is over, and the Bucs are going to advance to the 2nd round, and they'll face Chicago in round 2. Your final 13-7 in favor of Tampa Bay. In a very close battle. And Tampa Bay winning a game the way that I don't think anybody expected. A low-scoring affair, 13-7. And it was Warwick Dunn who took player of the game honors. Bucks, and it was a very, very tight game. 268-264 in favor of Pittsburgh. That was the total yardage. Tampa Bay held the ball 32-48. They had 57 plays. Pittsburgh had 54. Pittsburgh with 1 turnover, and that was it. Brady actually did not have a good game. Roethlisberger did. 20 for 33, 219, and 1 touchdown. Dunn, 23 carries, 120 yards, 1 touchdown, a couple of scampers of over 20. And the leading receiver, we had Johnson and Ward for Pittsburgh with 5. We had Keyshawn with 5. And the leading pass catcher was actually Miller for 56 on 2 catches. Leading tackler was Derek Brooks with 11. He had 10 after a little bit of the third quarter. So, with that, our next game will be Atlanta and Miami, the 14 seed, facing the 11 seed, Tampa Bay now, going on to play Chicago in round number 2, and I got to play as Chicago for that. So that'll be interesting. I hope you enjoyed our contest today. This has been Big Paulie coming to you. Wishing you well, Godspeed, and God bless. We will do it all again soon, and bye-bye for now, everybody.